because the Michael Jordan argument is easier. 6 for 6. 6 finals. 6 wins. 6 MVPs. Nobody mentions he, played for 15 years. That's too complicated. You're never going to win that argument. But I can make arguments for Brady. Think about this. Football is much less forgiving than basketball. Football is much more precise than basketball. If a quarterback in a Super Bowl makes 2 mistakes, you lose the game. In the NBA, you could have 3 atrocious games in the finals and still win. Football is much more precise and much less forgiving. Advantage Brady. Number 2 is Brady won with several different stars. There was the Deion Branch era. There was the Corey Dillon era. There is the Gronk era. As he's deteriorated, now it's the Edelman era. Michael Jordan didn't do anything pre-Pippen and anything post-Pippen. Advantage Tom. Here's the third one. Tom, in a sport where even practice is hard. Football practice is hard. And yet Tom Brady has gone 18, 19 years, never missed a beat. Emotionally, Michael Jordan quit twice. He quit. It's too much. It's too emotionally draining. Advantage Tom. Basketball is a sport built for dynasties. Football is not. In 13, just remember this, 13 NBA players have 6 rings. 1 NFL player does. Last name Brady, first name Tom. By the way, cold and flu season. Try Vicks Sinex nasal spray. Works up to 12 hours when congestion strikes. As always, don't eat it. I once did as a child. Good to have you in. So yesterday, Anthony Davis came out, and there's always 2 stories. There's the story you're being sold, and then there's the real story. And Anthony Davis came out. I just let you listen to that bite. It's, hey, all 29 teams. I'm out there. I'm open for business. And that's a bunch of nonsense. Anthony Davis is represented by Clutch Sports. LeBron is represented by Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports exists, though Rich Paul is the head of it. It exists because of LeBron. If LeBron wasn't one of the greatest basketball players, maybe the best of all time, this whole story would not be here, right? Okay? So LeBron's been cool, brings along friends along for the ride. They're more than competent, but it has been created because of the empire of LeBron. I just want you to think about this. So Clutch Sports was very hyper-aggressive, maybe too much, but I didn't have a problem with it. They came out and they said, we want out. And the NBA pushed back and stars pushed back and everybody pushes back. And it was kind of uncomfortable. I didn't have a problem with it. A lot of people did. I'd rather be aggressive than passive-aggressive. But now they're going the other way. Well, it will play for anybody because they got their hand slapped. They were a little aggressive. Clutch Sports, connected to LeBron, like it or not, was too aggressive, and people clapped back and said, no, you're not running the league. And they felt it, and Clutch Sports was calling everybody around the league, all the media, and saying, hey, let's slow this thing down. We got in a little trouble. Commissioner didn't like it. League didn't like it. Ticked off the Pelicans. Broadcasters didn't like it. Charles Barkley said it was collusion. It was ugly, right? So now they're overcompensating. But one of the reasons I think Anthony Davis is probably 90% a Laker is really simple. LeBron James has been the face of this league. Warriors are the best team. LeBron's been the face of this league for now 10 to 12 years. Whether you think he's this or think he's that, Michael Jordan was the face of the league for about 10 years. There were a bunch of other good players around. Charles Barkley was a good player. Akeem was a good player. A lot of good teams around. Okay, but Michael was kind of the face of the league for about 10 years. LeBron's been the face of the league. And during that, Kobe was great. We've had Paul Pierce. We've had good teams, big 3. LeBron's been the face of the league. And for 15 years, this has been a real big boy business. LeBron's going to end up owning one of these teams. That's big boy money. That's Michael Jordan, LeBron, Magic. Not many guys have done that, right? Well, what happens if Clutch Sports and Anthony Davis don't go to the Lakers? It is a really, really frightening tipping point for LeBron's career. He'll be in year 17, had an injury on a weak to slightly below average team. Luke Walton will probably be getting fired. And the narrative that nobody wants to play with LeBron will be heightened. There's a reason multiple stories have said there is tension in the Laker building because LeBron knows what I just said is absolutely true. LeBron's on the back nine of his career. But like Tom Brady, he wants to extend it. Kobe wanted to extend it. Shaq wanted to extend it. Stars want to extend it. You know, car racing, NASCAR, Daytona 500, that's one of the only sports guys have 15 years of prime left, and they're like, I'm out. Generally, you're trying to extend the championship window and just extend the big money window and the you matter window. If Anthony Davis doesn't go to LeBron, there's other guys out there. But that is overwhelmingly because Anthony Davis and his connection to clutch sports, that is overwhelmingly the best option. Perhaps the best fit. I'm not sure of that. But there's a reason all these reports are out there. There's tension in that building. Everybody can feel it. Because if we get to the end of this season and the Lakers are a first and out playoff team or not a playoff team, and Anthony Davis does not come to Los Angeles and LeBron, it is a tipping point moment in his career. The guy who's run the league is no longer the most important guy in the league. That would be a massive moment for this sport. Joy Taylor with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
So Antonio Brown continues